You've probably heard that you should not eat soy as a man because soy contains like high levels of estrogen, and if your estrogen increases, your muscle mass will reduce, your progress at the gym will slow down, and you'll start to act like a soy boy or some stuff. Yes, well, soy contains phytoestrogens to be precise, and that's a valid advice to reduce the amount of soy that you consume as a man. So, as the title said, you should avoid beer. Like, bro, if you're still drinking beer at 2025, like, what's wrong with you? Like, don't drink beer. Avoid beer every time. If you see beer, just run away from it. Why? Let me explain. Well, hops. Do you know hops? Like, hops is the main ingredient in beer, like this, greeny stuff, right? And so hops has this compound called 8-prenylnaringenin, or just 8-PN simplified, right? And if you stick to the end of the video, I'll boost your testosterone. I promise, bro. If you stay and watch till the end, I'll boost your T levels. But where to start? Well, did you know that premenopausal and menopausal women who experience, the early stages of menopause, they use hops, this green thing, to treat hot flashes. And if you don't know what hot flashes means, if you don't know what hot flashes are, well, 2 weeks ago, if you asked me like, hey bro, hot flashes, do you know what hot flashes are? I'd be like, well, damn, like, what kind of like alien language are you talking? Hot flashes? Nah. So, hot flashes is essentially just like a feeling that you get as a woman who experienced the early stage of menopause, and you like get super hot, right? You get sweaty, and this feeling of being super hot can last from few seconds to few minutes, and it's really a pain in the ass for the woman, right? To be accurate, in this study, which is like a long fucking title, in this study the women who went through the early stages of menopause, well, they took 0.5 grams of this hops flower powder extract, right? And the 0.5 grams of this hop powder translated into 100 milligrams of this compound called 8-PN, which I've mentioned earlier. And you can buy the powder online, like at these, supplement stores like Amazon or some stuff, or just go with the beer, invest in beer. If you go with the beer, 100 milligrams of this 8-PN will translate to about 0.5 liters or a bit more if you buy the heavily hopped craft beer. You may wonder like, hey, like you showed us a study, like, but what were the results? But first, I forgot to tell you that this study is a randomized controlled trial, which means that they divided the subjects into 2 groups. The first group is the placebo group, which did not take any of the powder. Like, they took some powder, they believed they took something, but they were lied to and they didn't take the actual substance, right? And then there's the other group, the second group, and that's the controlled group, which actually took the hop powder. And as you can see in this chart, in this table, in the right half, you can see that the placebo group started the study with averaging 23 hot flashes per week. And throughout the duration of study, throughout the 12 weeks, it did not change. So it stayed at 23. And on the left side of the chart, of the table, there's the control group who actually started even worse. They started off the study with 29 averaging hot flashes per week. And after 4 weeks, it decreased to 18.9. After 8 weeks, after 2 months, it got to 8.8. And after 12 weeks, after 3 months of daily consumption of this kind of hop powder supplement, it got to 1 hot flash per week. Like, that's insane. The results are so insane, right? So after watching this video and giving me some views, some watch time, go and tell your mom that she should be drinking the beer, not your dad. this is you right now after you watched my video and went to buy some beer for your mom. Ha, ha, funny. No, not funny. You see, whenever you go to the pub, you would imagine like the guys who drink beer are these, Vikings, like, Thor-looking guys with long hair, with long beard, these masculine guys. But more often than not, these guys actually have dead bods. Man boobs. Do you want man boobs? Is this coincidence? Well, you see, beer is advertised as a manly beverage, as a masculine beverage. But it's far, far away from the truth. You see, I'm not an MD, medical doctor. But what I know, and you know as well, is that when women go through menopause, their estrogen just goes down, right? Like they lack estrogen. If there was a study which showed that hot flashes actually decreased, that would translate to estrogen levels increased. 8-PN, the compound, has decreased the amount of hot flashes, meaning 8-PN increased estrogen. So, in conclusion, what does it mean to us men? Because you're not a fucking girl, right? Aren't you? You're not a woman. You are a boy and you want to know why 8-PN is dangerous, why beer is dangerous. So, hear me out. If 8-PN, if this hops, beer increase the estrogen in females, it will inevitably do so in males as well. Like beer will fucking tank your testosterone, it will increase your estrogen. You'll end up being a soy boy. Nah, bro, nah, don't drink beer. And if you still aren't convinced, well, hear me out. Let's read this. Well, luteinizing hormone, which is LH, and follicular stimulating hormone, FSH, are suppressed by 8-PN, the compound, indicating that it possesses anti-gonadotropic properties. 8-PN adversely affects male sperm. The role 8-PN plays in fertility requires further research. So, 8-PN, this compound that's in hops, and hops is in beer, suppressed LH and FSH. That's huge, because if you don't know what LH and FSH are, well, let me explain. You see this graphic right here, and there's the pituitary gland right in the middle, still in the brain part. And right beneath the pituitary gland, there's FSH and LH. Both are hormones. And let's start with LH, right? So, LH is a hormone which, goes from your pituitary gland, from your brain, to your testicles, to your testes, to your balls. And it allows your balls to produce more testosterone. FSH still goes from your brain, from the pituitary gland, to your testes, and they initiate this process called spermatogenesis, or just like they contribute to sperm development, right? So 8-PN, hops, beer can make your testosterone, like it directly suppresses the hormone which makes testosterone, and it suppresses the hormone which makes your sperms. Nah, don't drink beer. Don't do it. Like run away from the beer. Run away from the beer. And by now you may be asking like, hey, what's the alternative? Like, what should I do if I want to drink beer? Don't drink. Like, why the fuck do you still cope? Why do you still cope and think that, well, I need to drink because I'm out with my friends? I'll drink. You don't need to drink, bro. You don't need it. And if there's still a guy who thinks like, oh yeah, I'll drink, then please, at least, man, go and watch this video, which I'll link to the cards, right? It should pop up right now. And if not, I still haven't made it, and it will take me some time, like some days, some weeks, but I'll make the video in which I'll talk about that you should not drink, right? Drinking is so toxic. So I'll explain why not drink, and then I'll give you some practical methods, steps, in order to negate the negative health effects when drinking. So I'll give you like the method on how to drink, but with the least negative health effects. Okay, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.